Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to continue working on the F430, getting it ready to be sold to one of you. So today we're going to start changing out a bunch of the fluids in this car.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan. This is my garage, and this channel is all about the supercar ownership experience, buying and selling them, maintaining them, DIY working them. And today we are working on the Project Ferrari F430. So I bought this car because one of you suggested this car, and I'm going to split the net profits with that person once we sell it. So right now it is available for auction for one of you to buy. The auction concludes on April 23rd, Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So we're going to be having a live broadcast while that happens. You guys can join us then. But in the meantime, we still got to get this car ready to be sold because yes, it still needs a little bit of work. We're getting a little bit closer, but we're not quite there. Today, we're going to get it up in the air. We're going to pull off the under tray, and we're going to start taking a look at the engine, making sure that the engine mounts are in good condition, making sure the transmission mounts okay. And then of course, we're going to start changing a bunch of the fluids. And then if we still have time, we might start working on the header. So I got a little surprise for you guys. Oh yes, yes, check out what we got. Yes, we got some Fab Speed headers. All right, let's open these suckers up. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Oh, yes. Look at that. We've got the little donuts. Got the nuts. Got gaskets. Oh, there it is. Got the little O2 extenders. There we go. Look at that. Oh, those look sexy. Yes. Oh, yeah. That's what we need. Yes, we have shiny things that will be going in this car. So I'm actually going to try and get these ceramic coated because, as you know, these things can generate a ton of heat. And so anything we can do to eliminate heat underneath the hood is always a good idea. So I reached out to Sylvie from All American Wheel Pros, actually the people who did my wheels on the Ferrari 458. They actually do ceramic coating on headers as well. So I'm going to get her to ceramic coat these headers. Hopefully they can get them done in time. We're kind of playing that by ear. I had to make some phone calls. We'll see what happens. All right, let's get this car flipped around and get it up in the air and start taking off the under tray. So on the cold start, you can really hear the left side of the headers ticking away because the headers are messed up. So listen carefully. And then as the car comes off the cold idle, you'll hear the ticking go away. Because it alters the timing, it doesn't make it as loud when it's going to warm idle, so it changes the pitch and the ticking sound goes away. But you can hear it again once you're up in the upper RPMs. This is something that happens to literally all the F430s. So pretty much if you have an F430, your headers will fail, guaranteed. So you have to put in aftermarket headers, or you can just keep replacing them with the OEM ones over and over and over. So you might as well put in the aftermarket ones. So that's why we're going with the Fab Speed ones, because then we put in the Fab Speed ones once and we're done. Plus we get a little more power and it sounds a little better and they're cooler. So we got the quick jacks out. Before we put those under, I'm going to undo all the bolts that are along the side where the quick jack will kind of get in the way. That way when we jack the car up, we don't have to worry about those. So let's get those undone real quick. Then we'll throw the quick jacks under and lift this sucker up. Then we can do the rest of the under tray. I'm also going to pull off the diffuser since we're going to be working on the transmission fluid. Okay, quick jacks are in place and set up. 6 screws off on each of the sides. So those are all screws that lay underneath where the quick jack's going to be. So now we're not going to have to do those once we get up in the air. Since it's actually at the stock height, this is the first time I've ever done a stock height 430, and I have to use the big blocks instead of the little blocks. All right, let's get it up and then check it. All right, let's double check. So I don't know how well you can see this, but see, here's the panel, and see I can move it, and the block is right there in the middle. So the block is actually on the lift point, not touching the plastic under tray, so that way we won't destroy that tray. And then up in the front, you just have it up sitting on the frame, not on the bodywork. All right, good to go. Let's go up. Woohoo! Flying, baby. All right, there we go. Got the shop dog, Mo. Mo, you gonna help me work on this thing? No. You're gonna look for treats. It's gonna probably annoy me while I lay on the ground trying to get the screws off, right? That's usually your MO. Get it? Mo, huh? By the way, a neat little trick, or I guess an obvious trick, I should say, saving on these gloves, since we don't really want to be using as much of these as we should right now because we're trying to save them for healthcare workers and stuff like that. When you take off your glove, flip it inside out and let it air dry, and then once you're ready to use it again, you can just blow it the other way, like reinflate it, and it'll be good to go. So that way, as long as you don't poke a hole or get it too disgusting, you can reuse them. So that way we can help save on some of these being available for people that need them right now.
No, get out of the way. Get out of the way. I need to do this. Get out of the way. No. Leave me alone. Go. Move your booty.
So we got a lot of 10 mils for the undercarriage, and then the diffuser has 10 mils and some 4mm Allens. Move, Mo. What? You're not a big fan of this, huh? Alright, got all the bolts out, put the dog away so we can lower the car down without squishing Mo, and then we're gonna get the tray out of the way and then lift it back up. And down she goes. Alright, tray's out of there. Up we go. So we've got the under tray off, and I'm looking at the engine mount with my mirror, and as you can see, it definitely is starting to fail. It's not in terrible shape, but it's not in good shape. Alright, ordered the engine mounts since they're not in good condition, and I don't want them to be like in only sort of okay conditions. We're just gonna replace them, so there's another $500. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna keep on working on this car and get a little further. Alright, we've got my oil change kit from Ricambia America. So we've got all the little parts for this little filter that's underneath the drain plug. We've got the crush washers, and we've got the oil filter. So I did look under there, and the oil filter shows that this oil was changed in October. It's old enough oil that I'm gonna change it anyway. I mean, it doesn't have many miles on it, so it's still pretty clear, but it's already more than half a year old, so we're just gonna change it out and have it's good new oil in this car. Okay, we've got the 10mm Allen bolt that we're gonna take and remove for the drain plug. I'm just gonna use a Home Depot bucket to collect the oil, because once we get to this rear bolt, it's so big. This way I won't get all splashed everywhere. The downside is I don't want to drop this bolt now. So once it gets to the very end, oh, there we go. I want to do my best to not have it go. There. Not too bad. Yeah, you can see that oil is actually in pretty okay shape. I mean, it's not totally black. It's still got just a hint of amber in it, but I'm glad we're changing it. While that's finishing, we're gonna get the oil filter off. All right. Oh, jeez. I need the breaker bar. Gosh. There we go. Alright, so it took a little bit of oil and lubricated the seal on the new oil filter. You want to just get this outer seal a nice little light amount of oil. So we're going to put it up there, making sure, and definitely don't want to cross thread this. There it goes. So we tighten it to 22 foot-pounds, which is 30 Newton meters. We've got the new crush washer on the drain plug, and we can see it's mostly done drippings. I'll get this in there. And now we tighten it to 55 foot-pounds, which is 75 Newton meters. It's time for the fun one. So this is a 19mm Allen, and it has a lot of oil in here. So There's that. And again, this time we're gonna use the bucket so that we hopefully don't splash everywhere. All right. Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Nice. Much better, a lot less spill. So we're gonna try and get to the little filter that's up in here. These are 3mm Allens. Sometimes these things are really way over tightened. We'll see if they come loose. Ah, thank God. We're gonna try and pop this off. It actually says to use a screwdriver. Try and wedge it in there and see if we can't get this thing to separate. Although someone put some sort of sealant on it, so I don't know if that's gonna come off with just a screwdriver. This is gonna be a challenge. We'll try a punch. There we go. Finally. God, what a nasty pain in the butt. So you can see in there is the little screen filter. So we're going to pop that out and try not to get oil everywhere. So you got to use like a pick or something to get that snap ring loose. It's really, really difficult. It's a pain in the butt. Certainly you can see that screen is pretty gross. So I'm glad we're changing that out.
Eventually.
Okay, there's the metal clip. That thing is a total pain in the butt to get out. And there's the screen. Goodbye. Yeah, now we gotta get that gasket out of there. Or O-ring, I guess it is. Let's use a pick. There we go. Yay! Let's put in the new O-ring. It's gonna be a little tricky to get it to stick. And now the screen. I wish you had a little more room to work with, but you don't. You started to get the clip in. Alright, I could probably run it in with a screwdriver the rest of the way. Got it. Nice. Alright, we gotta replace the O-ring on this little cover. Come on. There. Whoop, almost had it. This one's a tight one. Yeah. It had a little silicone stuff on there. Really put way too much. It's everywhere. I'll clean this up really good. So put a little bit of silicone sealant on it just to make sure that it seals, because unfortunately these things always seem to leak no matter how good you try and do it. You gotta get this just right. Alright, it says to tighten these down to 6 Newton meters, which is very, very little. Alright, put on a new crush washer, reinsert the drain plug. And just like the other one, this one goes to 55 foot-pounds or 75 Newton meters. Okay, so we got the filter replaced, got the plugs changed, got that little filter screen replaced. So now we're gonna add 9 quarts of oil. So it actually takes 10 to 10.5 quarts. But we start off with 9, and then once we get it all set, we're gonna run the engine, warm up the oil, and that's when we actually check the oil. So I'm not gonna do that right now because we're gonna still keep working on the car while it's up in the air and it's cool. Okay, so we got 9 quarts of oil in there, and we're gonna eventually start up this car, warm it up, and then we'll check the oil and see if we need to add that 10th quart. It's usually best to play it safe and make sure you don't add too much, because then you get some blow by into the system and it burns a bunch of oil and bad things happen. So I think that's all we're gonna do today, because I'm kind of running out of time, and frankly, I was gonna change the transmission oil and only have 2 quarts and I need 3. So I'm gonna run the parts store, we're gonna get that extra quart of 75 W90 so that we can change that out. So that'll be in the next video. We're gonna continue working on this car, getting it just a little bit closer to being done. It's getting close. We've got the headers, so I need to get those sent out to get ceramic coated. We're gonna get those taken care of, and then this thing's gonna be ready to rock and roll. We'll put those in. Then after that, we're gonna ceramic coat the car, and basically it's done. Oh, I guess we do have the engine mounts coming too. So we got a few more things to do on this thing, but we're getting close, and we're gonna have it wrapped up pretty soon. You trying to help me out, huh? Trying to help me out? Just wandering around. I know. Okay. Oh. Yeah, you are loved. You're a good boy. Okay, so again, if you're interested in buying this car, go to normalguysupercar.com, and there you can actually bid on the auction. The auction ends on Thursday, April 23rd at 8:30 p.m. And again, we'll be doing a live broadcast at the time. So if you want to join us and watch this end live, you can do that. Also, don't forget, in order to bid, you need to pay the $10 registration fee. It's non-refundable, and that is to ward off fake bidders. And at the end of each day, whoever's at the top bid, I'm going to ask for a $500 security deposit. That is refundable if you are outbid, but however, if you do win the auction, auction. I'm keeping that whether or not you choose to buy this car. That way it's going to be more fair for everyone who's interested in buying. No one's going to be just kind of speculating on this car. And also don't forget, as soon as we sell this car, we're going to try and do another project car. So if you happen to stumble across a cool supercar that you think would be good to do a project car on, submit that car on my website, normalguysupercar.com. Use the submit a project car link, and from there, if we choose that car, we're going to split the net profits with you 1/3. Yes, we will do this again, and you can make some money. Could be a pretty good amount of money if we get a cool car. So obviously you want to find cars that we can make money on, not cars that are already priced, reasonable to the market. We want to find ones that are undervalued. That's the key. Also, don't forget, we're giving away some slip low scrape guards. So if you want to buy some of those, go to bit.ly/NGS scrape and use the code NGS10. You're going to get 10% off your order. They are awesome. But once we hit 55,000 subscribers, any of you that are a member of this channel, have bought any of my merch in the past, or are signed up for my email list, you're automatically entered for a chance to win. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it tremendously. So you guys are awesome. We've got a ton of cool car stuff coming your way, including finishing up this Ferrari F430. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.